Right, the other location knows to take 2 warpers and enough power to handle both trips. Right, okay. Makes sense. Alright, so all I need to do then... Oops. Really? Okay. And you know you can bury ore if... Yeah, yeah. I do. And as a matter of fact, I think there's an achievement for doing that, if I remember correctly. I just haven't gotten around to actually doing it. Alright, did that. What the hell? Okay. More foundation? For crying out loud. Did I actually not bring enough solar cells? I bet I didn't bring enough solar cells. Jeez. Come on. Yeah, let's see where I'm at for solar cells. Yeah, basically out. Throw a wind farm right there. Just because. Keep them connected. Yeah, I got 13 solar cells left. Wow, I thought I'd brought enough. I did not. I did not. Okay, well, this is interesting. Oh no, I brought, let's see, 21. I still got 21. Well, let's see if I can stretch it to connect. I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna do it. Not even. Basically, I can stamp this 4 times. Which is not gonna happen. Okay. My planet-wide solar array blueprint uses 960 panels. Yeah, I'm thinking... And I only brought about 300 or 400 with me. Yeah. Yeah, I think I screwed the pooch on that one. Okay. Well, at least, let me just go and double check, make sure they're all connected. At least. So far they seem to... Oh no, that's not connected. Well, shoot. And I probably don't have enough, do I? That is 5 bands at different latitudes though. Okay. Okay, gotcha. So you're still talking, each band is about 200 if you're talking equatorial. Can I make any? I can make 10. That's something. Okay. We'll just make the rest of them that we can. Oh, and there's silicon here. So I can actually do it here. That's good to know. Alright, needs foundation support, imagine that. Is that gonna fit? No? Oh, gee, that's not gonna connect? You gotta be kidding me. Equator, 29 and 47 degrees north and south. Basically the major fault lines. Okay. Gotcha. Like the tropics? Alright, so what is this power grid creating for us? 100 megawatts, that's pretty good. Now, of course, that's going to go down because it goes from a double belt to a single. Oops. Okay, hang on, I gotta roll with that. Check something real quick. My wife's actually traveling right now, so I'll let her know. She's letting me know where she's at. Okay, excellent. Alright. Alright, let's see. Where is my logistics system? Okay, let's dump this bad boy. Alright. Okay. Let's go ahead and pop some vessels in there as well. If I have any. Yeah. Okay, but what I am going to do is set this up so that it's going to receive only 100. It'll probably get 500 at a time, but I only really want it to store a small amount. So 100 is fine. And we'll call it remote demand. Okay, yeah, research speed is too slow. For some reason it's going slow, and I think it's green science that's holding things up. Remote demand. Okay, cool. So we got 200 on the way. Excellent. Okay. So now, with... Let's take a look at the planet real quick. Okay, so there's a crap ton of iron and copper both. It should get 200 since that's what you put on the order, assuming your vessel capacity is 1,000. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's 1,000 yet. I don't know. Ah, love me some Coke. All right. Coca-Cola. All right, just taking a look at this. So yeah, I think the thing to do is basically, you can see that on the technology page on the right side of the screen. Let's take a look at that. Logistics vessel warp speed carrying capacity. Right now it's 200. Really? It's only 200? Okay, we're gonna have to increase that. Yeah, where is that at? Have I just not been upgraded? Yeah, logistics carrier capacity. Yeah, for sure. Have not been upgrading that like I should be. Okay, well, you know what? We'll put that in the queue. And same with, let's see, what are we actually running? Ray transmission efficiency. I want to add that as well. Logistics carrier capacity. Okay, that's queued. Yeah. Oh, what was the other one I was thinking of? Logistic carrier speed. Logistic carrier engine. Okay, we've already got unlocks logistic vessel warp. Okay, I did do that. I did have enough foresight to do that. Okay. Good. Remembered something. Alright, so let's go around to some iron. So this is where it kind of gets grindy, because what I plan on doing here is set up a bunch of miners, bring all the iron to one place, and start processing it. And then from here, we bring the copper, we start producing all the motors and everything that we're going to need. So there's supposed to be an achievement for setting up your mining machine so that you can get 12 bits of ore at the same time. I have yet to be able to do that. I can do it with the upgraded miners, but I mean that's obvious, but you don't actually get an achievement for using the upgraded ones. Yeah. Let's see. There. Yeah, I have 81 of 100 achievement, but not that one. Yeah, that's a tough one. I think I'm at 45 as far as achievements go. Like the time one. Same with Factorio. With Factorio, I love that game. Love it to death. However, I have not attempted the speed run achievements on that. Just because. It's just my nature. Again, playing Factorio, I want to play it a certain way, and Factorio is a game that I play not fast, but I try to play creatively. It's the thing for Factorio for me isn't trying to play it fast and achieve everything fast, and so it just doesn't come naturally to me. I'm not saying it, you know, shouldn't, or that it isn't a bad thing to try, or that it's a bad thing to try. It's certainly not. I can go for it, but I just I can't wrap my head around doing it fast. It's like, but wait a minute, but I gotta do this, and then I gotta do this. I'm too much of a... I get too fussy about it. Now, Shapes, the game Shapes, that one I've gotten 100% on the achievements. That one I did the speed run. I don't know, maybe it's because it's just, it's so basic. I don't know. To me, I look at the game Shapes, it's like, okay, well, there's not a whole lot of room for creativity like there is in Factorio. Speedruns are simply about having the correct blueprints. They are counterintuitive to the nature of DSP and Factorio. I agree. I very much agree. And it's... maybe that's what it is. It's just not... a speed run for Factorio kind of goes against the spirit of Factorio, if that makes sense. I get it. I mean, coming up with creative ways to get stuff done. Okay, let's bring that way. Now, if there's anything else... have you seen the alpha demo for Shapes 2? It's awesome. Can't wait for the release. Still a year. I know, it is awesome. And someone asked me, because I put out a couple videos. The most successful videos I've done on YouTube have been Shapes videos, believe it or not. And the game isn't... because I came out with a make anything machine in that game and works pretty good. Actually, and then someone came out with a make anything machine that does like hanging shapes and stuff, which is even better. But anyway, I made a. Is your name on YouTube the same as? Yeah, and the most successful videos have been shapes videos, and I mean it's an okay game, but I can't say that it's like a super you know awesome type game. But for some reason, that's the game that does really well. But when I saw the Shapes 2 videos, I'm like, the teaser videos, was like, oh, now that looks like fun, and I'm stoked for it. I'm all about it. Yeah, the thing with YouTube is, because of the workshop, you see I'm in a workshop, I haven't... I've been concentrating on the workshop, and I haven't done a whole ton on YouTube lately. And I even got over 1,000 subscribers during that period, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have the time to develop these. So then I started streaming again once I got my shop set up. Uh-oh, what's going on? Ooh, that's bad. Ooh, that's very bad. That's very bad. Son of a biscuit. Oh, look at that. Okay. Oh, because these things aren't connected to jack, are they? Okay. Okay, we gotta connect these up. Yeah, I just haven't done enough on YouTube lately. I haven't done a lot of stuff on it lately. So I just started, well, I haven't done a, I joined their Patreon and gave them $5 so I could download the full alpha demo. Already spent over 100. Oh, really? So you've got the alpha demo? Oh, that's cool. So you can, okay. So if you do the Patreon, you can try, and you're liking it. That's good to know. So people can actually play it right now. I did not know that. I didn't know it was like that. That's hot. I'd blow $5. The only problem is I wonder if they'd I wonder if they'd allow content creation. I gotta imagine they would, right? There was one game I tried. It might have been Satisfactory when it was first in early access, and they basically only allowed you to play so many options in the game. They're not allowing content creation off the alpha. Okay. Okay. Damn. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to continue with, how do you pronounce it? Is it Ablis? Ablis or Ablis? Was a game that I started playing last week. And first time I'd ever seen it. It's kind of fun. But, it just went into their, what do you call it? Version 1 came out, 1.0 they came out, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stream that tomorrow morning, probably about the same time. Looking forward to that. The game is pretty good shape, no pun intended. In pretty good shape, despite being alpha, already has some nice quality of life stuff. Oh man, yeah, I'll have to check it out. I really like the graphics upgrade compared to the original. The original, it was fun. I enjoyed it. But you know, it's not Factorio. It's very basic. I enjoyed it enough to get the achievements. The achievements were a nice sort of a draw. I agree, it's fun but limited. Yes, very limited. And, you know, doing the speed runs, because that's one of the things I tried to do. I'm like, okay, well, let me see if I can actually pull it off. And so I did a whole bunch of recordings, tried, failed, and then one day I actually managed to do it. So just to sort of keep it spicy, I was like, okay, well, let me try something new. That's when I tried the speed run. But with Factorio and even this, it's like, oh man, no, but it's such a deeper game that the speed, it just doesn't lend itself to speed running. Now, granted, I will say, when I see people, I'm trying to remember the guy that, I think it was German. I think the dude was German, that I saw, and he's like well known for doing speed runs on Factorio. It's not clear to me if this upgrade will lift the ceiling the original had or not. What do you mean by ceiling? Because the way it was, oh yeah, okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah, just basically general, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's good to know. It would be good to know then if the upgrade was the ceiling problem. So but basically it's the same concept, just 3D, 3 dimensions. Because that's what it looked like. It looked like it was doing a lot of the same things that the first game did, but it was more graphically enhanced. Okay, it was very cool looking. Again, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm all about, all about some nice packaging. I remember, not long ago. How long ago was it? But there are changes. There are trains. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm all about some trains. What was it? You remember the original Zelda game when it came out, 96 or 86? I thought, oh, this is like the best game ever. I think it was the sandbox idea. The way you could choose which path you wanted to go when you played it. And of course, then the later Zelda games came out, and they only improved on it. So then to go back to the original Zelda game was like, oh, this isn't the, this is, wow, I thought this was so cool back in the day. And then when somebody did an unauthorized 3D version of it, where it was still two dimensions, but with 3D graphics, I don't know how to describe it, like it didn't change the game, it made it look 3-dimensional. Everything sort of had depth. All it was just polish. It was spit and polish. But that alone, like, just made the game so much more fun for a while. And then Nintendo did what Nintendo does and shut it down. So that sucked. But it's their right, because, they own the game and everything. Still, but it did demonstrate to me what a difference just a little bit of spit and polish can do for a game. And that was pretty impressive. And don't get me wrong, Zelda is not even the original is, it's still fun. It's just when you compare it to even Link to the Past was, you go back to the original, it's like, oh, this is, eh. And I haven't had a chance to try the, any of the, the last game that I tried was Twilight Princess. And I made it most of the way through it, and then I had to deploy. And I didn't bring my Nintendo with me. Yeah, in this case, the 2 to 3D graphics make a function difference. There are multiple layers, heights you can put conveyor belts. Okay. That's, yeah, I guess I did kind of see that in the... I see that there are indeed differences. I did see that in the video. I just, as I was looking at it, I'm like, Okay, I'm seeing a lot of familiar elements or a lot of graphic enhancements for things that were already familiar, like cutting and rotating and painting, and I could see that. But yeah, 3D would have to lend itself to extra layers. Yeah, I'm looking. Too bad it's gonna be a year. That sucks. I would really like to see it, or really like to see it fully functional. I remember when Satisfactory came out. When I saw the video for it, and I thought, oh, this is gonna be freaking awesome. And it was. Don't get me wrong. Satisfactory is an awesome game. I proudly own it. I just haven't played it in a while. My only issue with Satisfactory, only issue. Well, no, there's a second one. The other one is that I wish it could be procedurally generated and you get a new map every time. I wish it could do that, but it's got one map, which I understand. It's a very graphic-heavy game, and I held off until they put in the pipes. Yeah, the pipes were kind of a big deal. Pipes were cool. But my only thing with Satisfactory is, and maybe this is just a me thing, I had a hard time. I thought first-person Factorio would be great, but what I quickly learned was it was really easy for me to kind of get, I guess, disoriented, or I'd like to have an overall view of the factory, and Factorio does that very well. It's an overhead third-person perspective game, which, makes sense. But Satisfactory, I thought the first-person thing would be a lot of fun, which it was, but I didn't even think about what a detractor it would be for, okay, where's the charging station? There we go. I didn't think about what a detractor it would be to not be able to have that overhead view all the time. Now, I realize that there are ways to get it, and I think it involved, I might be, if I'm remembering correctly, it was like you have to take your save file and upload it to this website, and it would spit out a map. And it was like, this is cumbersome. I want to see it from overhead. I want to organize everything. And I see there are people online that are very good at that. But I was never very good at it. So I loved the three-dimensional aspect of it, but I couldn't wrap my head around the lack of an overhead view. And then this game came out. And it has many of the elements from Satisfactory. Yeah, the interactive map, but you don't really need it once you have the foundations. Just take some... Yes, okay, that was the other thing, too. I learned kind of at the tail end, the last several hours of gameplay, is that really need to use foundations. Don't just lay it in the dirt. Use the foundations. And you get that overhead, or you at least get some organization. But yeah, it took me a little bit to learn that. Okay, I guess I'll go straight this way. Oh, nope, you know what I need to do? Okay, first of all, let's take a look. I don't want to go too far off the reservation here. So, let's take a look. Okay, where am I right now? I am at longitude 148 west. Okay. .148 west. Okay. 75 east. Okay, I think I may have goofed a little bit. Let's say 90. No, okay, it's going up. Okay. So 70 east. Okay, 180 minus 70 is 110. So why 1970s? Yeah, birth here. That's me. I'm Fitty. Been doing video games for a while, is what I mean. I'm an OG. I'm from the... I won't even say the Atari era, because the first console I ever played was the Magnavox Odyssey 200. If you do a Google search on that bad boy. And, I mean, we're talking deep 70s stuff. Got you by... Oh, yes! Thank you! Yes! See? OG's gotta stick together. Awesome. You know, you don't see it very often, if I may point that out. Us old people don't generally do this. Or at least we're underrepresented. Let me put it that way. But thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being one of us. Oh, man. So then, yes, you probably have seen this thing and probably looked at your younger siblings and friends like, oh, playing the Odyssey 200. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, now I lost my train of thought. Okay, I was doing some math. Basically, I think you know what I mean when I say this. If I'm wrapping all the belts, I spent my 1980s spending literally thousands of hours gaming on a university mainframe. Oh, okay, yeah, nice, nice. And people nowadays, a mainframe? What? Timeshare? Computers? What the hell are you talking about? Okay, so we said this was 70 degrees east. So, okay, 110. Okay, so if I make it to 180, that's 110 degrees. Okay, so I better not be more than 70 degrees. No, wait a second. No, 110. Yeah, 110 degrees west would basically be... Is that right? There's that. I just want to make sure I'm not... Okay, so it's pretty soon... Pretty soon the belt should start going in the other direction. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. The belt should start going in the other direction. Alright, well let's bring these back toward that direction. Connect them all up. Did you try Cosmeteer? I have not. I've done Astroneer, but I have not done Cosmeteer. Heard of it. I will look that up, though. Because I remember seeing the name, and a friend of mine, who's also a member of the OG clan, Board Bob, he and I were talking about that Cosmeteer, or he was talking about it and saying that was something I should try, and but I don't know that he actually did a video on it. I think the last video he did was Kerbal Space Program. He's a guy I knew from my time in the Army. We worked together out in Washington State at Fort Lewis. But he's also a video game geek, science nerd, super smart guy. Kerbal seems like a great game. Seems like a game I should like, but all the videos I've watched make me think otherwise. Yeah, that's kind of the same thing. That's kind of the thing I got. I was like, I feel like I should jump into this, but why am I can't explain it. I'm not drawn into it just yet. I had Microsoft Space Simulator like 30 years ago, I guess. And I thought it would be more fun than it was, I guess is the best way to say it. I thought it was going to be more fun, and it ended up not being so fun. It was interesting, but it's not one of those games that I felt like, oh man, I want to spend, oh man, I can't wait to sit down and play that game. And it was not like that. And I guess maybe Kerbal Space Program kind of reminds me of that. Maybe that's what it is, but I'm kind of in the same boat, not real drawn to it. And if, like I said, my video collection does not have any Kerbal Space Program videos. He likes it. But you know what? I mean, he and I both love Factorio, Board Bob and I, but he does not like this game at all. He was not impressed with it whatsoever. And yet, he also likes Kerbal Space Program. So, you know, I was just no accounting for taste, I guess. Not that I mean, he's got his taste, I got mine. Just they don't align on that particular plane. Wait, he likes Factorio and didn't like. Yeah. He told me, he's like, this just doesn't. This isn't for me. This just isn't for me. He said, and he's the one that was like introducing me to the space exploration mod in Factorio. I'm like, dude, if you take a look at Dyson Sphere Program, it's really kind of a 3D Factorio. I mean, there's some differences, obviously, but it's you know, you go to these planets that have different restrictions, and this is a strength, this is a weakness, and it's got this bonus or this Factorio and DSP are I'm right there with you. They're basically the same game, just, you know, it clearly, this game has Factorio influence. I mean, it's absolutely freaking amazing. But yeah, he loves Factorio. In fact, he's got more. I've got about 4,000 hours on Factorio. I think he's well into the like 6,000 or 7,000 hour range, and he clearly loves the game. It's just, for whatever reason, Dyson Sphere Program did not blow his skirt up. In fact, he put a negative review on it. It kind of shocked me a little bit. And sometimes he gets weird like that. You know, I like him. We differ on some opinions, but you know, he's a nice guy. But for whatever reason, he actually put a negative review for this game that he didn't like it. That's how I realized he didn't care for it. Usually I hear the other way around. People like DSP, they don't like graphics. Yeah, right. Because a lot of people will say that. I don't like top-down games. I don't like I don't like the 2D aspect of it. And for whatever. They always have these reasons. And, but yeah, they'll like this over Factorio. It's, I mean, I don't get it. And when this thing gets the combat added to it, the dark fog or whatever it is, oh my gosh, that was what kind of got me back into the game, because I'd set it aside for a while, and this was the game that I decided to start doing content creation on, because they were going to start adding combat. So I wanted to get spun up again on this game. And oh, speaking of things that you learn, one of the things when I came back to the game that I thought was just freaking awesome, for example, is this is the thing you can do now where you add, hang on, let me organize these things again. I love that little button now. I'm gonna use that all the time now. Is this thing. As you probably see, I've got this everywhere. Now, I don't know if other people do this, but for me, I just think this is great. This just stack a bunch of these things on top of a splitter, and you don't have to, it saves you the space of putting sorters and inserters and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm less interested. I don't really care for combat in my factory games. I'll try it, but unless the combat is incredibly awesome, yeah, that it's a new aspect and I'd like to see it, but yeah, I get that. It just looked cool. And for some reason it's I don't know, maybe it was the way it was done, even the hexagonal pattern of everything just sort of reminded me of it's gonna sound silly, but it reminded me of the Andromeda Strain. And I don't know, to me, I loved that movie as a kid and I still love it now. And then maybe that was sort of the draw, the hexagonal pattern of the fog. And then I ended up, interestingly enough, getting the audiobook for that, and there was a sequel. A guy used Michael Crichton's name, but I don't think it was written by Michael Crichton. I think Michael Crichton might have already died. Called Andromeda Evolution. Anyway, now I'm rambling. Not as good of a book. Anyway, so that's what I saw the dark fog, and it kind of reminded me of, even though that movie has nothing to do with alien invasions, so to speak. But yeah, I don't use storage in my splitters. Even though I agree it's effective, I don't like it. I don't like the logistics bot either. Learned the game without them, and I'm organized enough that they're essentially not useful for me. Also fair. Yeah, the logistics bot, the only reason I sort of started using the logistics bot was that one of the reasons I sort of got into content creation in general is just it helps me look at a game, and there's like even Factorio, for example, there are things that I'll totally ignore, like beacons. I don't use beacons in Factorio. I never use them. Should I? Maybe, but I never use them. I'm just used to sort of using blueprints and scaling up and trying to find creative layouts, but beacons, but then, so I'm like, you know what? That's pretty, I want to, if I'm going to do content creation, I want to use that as an idea to, I only use beacons on a limited basis. Yeah. It's like, so you know what I'll do? I'll use that as an excuse to dig into the stuff that I don't normally dig into. Like for this, proliferators. I'm going to have to dig into proliferators. I just feel it's the responsibility I have to people who are watching, probably wondering what the hell I'm doing. You know what I should do? Huh. No. This is a lava planet. I'm going to use this as production. But I was thinking that I could use this also as a source of iron ore and just send it straight to the planet as is. But no, I think I'm going to process this into iron and the other stuff I want to do. But with content creation, it's just kind of like, okay, well, people are watching. Let's use it as a learning experience. Maybe I can learn. Maybe folks can learn as they watch me learn. And it's just, it causes me to pull out of my shell and do the stuff I don't normally do. And, but when someone introduced this to me, The only thing I don't like is you can't stick large storage units on top of it. So, oh, and as far as the beacons go, yeah, so what I did in Factorio, I started making blueprints and I made them available for people to upload or download if they wanted them. And I had one when they upgraded the science from 4 to 7. I don't know how many people remember or have been playing Factorio that long, but there was a point where there was only 4 types of science. And all of my blueprints and everything I did in all the science labs was everything was keyed toward 4 science, 4 types of science. Then when they went to 7, all of my science labs and the inputs and everything all went to crap. So I created this modular version that takes up to 8 science. I know there's not 8 science, but if there was an 8th, it would take it. So there's all separate inputs for, it could be 8 sciences if they ever added an 8th. And it worked great. And then someone pointed out, well, there's no room for beacons. I'm like, okay, back to the drawing board. So I just redrew the blueprint so beacons could fit. I don't use them. Never do, probably never have, or I never have, probably never will. But I thought, okay, well, if somebody else wants to use them, I'll make it available so beacons can fit in there. Go for it. Knock yourself out. To this day, I just don't use them. But proliferation, yeah, mid-game thing about it, I just feel otherwise. I've seen people use proliferation on everything, which I think is certainly not necessary and sometimes not efficient. Right? And it's a big galaxy. I'm okay going out and finding more materials, building stuff somewhere else. I'm okay with that. Yeah. So I don't use the proliferators, and maybe it's teach old dogs new tricks, and I'm not one of them. I don't know, but all right, let's make some of those now. If I'm short of those, or what do I need? I need copper. Okay. So I think what I need to do is set up a small copper base, a small iron base, just universe exploration. There we go. Able to view the vein reserves on all planetary systems. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so if that's the case, so this is my home planet, home sweet home. And I've got this black hole right there. And it's your typical black hole. Let me guess, it's probably only got one. Yeah, it's only got one planet around it. And that planet has fire ice, fractal silicon, and unipolar magnets. Okay, unipolar magnets were good for... Yeah, the particle container. Okay. We're going to need particle containers. So this is actually not a bad place to set up a source for particle containers. And not a lot of copper, but we can bring the unipolar magnets home and we can make particle containers on our home planet where there's copper. And with these, we can make more of these strange matter, and then we can make more of the warpers. Okay, so that's a good source of that. And that's how far away? 12 light years? Okay. I need to get more power in the mech. For me, Factorio was more about the train. Oh, thank you. I remember having over 50 iron ore train stations. Oh my gosh. See, Factorio, you're right. I love trains, and Factorio for me, it's about the damn trains. I love me some trains. So yeah. Setting up a good train network, oh my gosh, it's fun. I mean, I remember somebody posted something on Facebook a while back. Shows that typical face of Chris Pratt in The Office, like, got that excited look on his face. I just built my first train. And then underneath is the same face. I just built my 200th train. Same face, just as excited. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. I get every new train is kind of like, oh, there we go. I just did something. I love it. Built another train. Okay, wife got on her plane. So, yeah. So my wife's actually traveling because we, in our business, something happened with one of the products we make, woodworking. So she is off to service a product that we made for a customer that, they can't send it back because of the way the product is. They can't just simply send it back because it's going to take time. They have a retirement ceremony in the next week, and we couldn't get it fixed in time, so she's going to go do the repair there. Happens every so often. All right, well, I think what I'm going to do, I'm hit right about the 2-hour mark, so I think I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to be doing this again in a week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thanks for the chat. Oh, thank you. Thank you for staying and chatting. You as well. So yeah, I'll be back in probably a week to do this. I'll be back tomorrow to do Abris. I want to follow that. I'll maybe finish the campaign. That would be fun. Yeah, I figure out if I want to increase the number of games that I want to look at, but I think offline I'll probably get the smelting area set up and get it ready so we can take some more significant steps next week instead of grinding through this setting up of belts. So anyway, so hopefully y'all have a wonderful day, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all then. Hopefully I'll see you next week. Anyway, thanks for coming, thanks for talking. Ciao.